Okay, here's your standard run from Friday. That's pretty good front cross. I was going to say to do it earlier, but it's pretty good. I saw someone else's dog do that, videos I was reviewing. Okay. So I was going to say to do this front cross earlier. See, you could start the rotation, like as soon as she starts coming down, you could start your rotation. And how you like point at the bottom or whatever you do and say, well, do that with your left hand instead of your right. So your shoulders are turned into her, so you're giving her more of a stopping cue. I mean, you eventually do it, but you do it when she's almost at the bottom. You could do it like as she's coming down, as soon as she starts coming down. Okay, so you pulled these rears off, but I think you could have made it look a lot nicer. Because you're doing a rear, you're like hanging back and pulling lateral. It would have been better to just go with her to the end of the poles, come right in really tight with her to this jump so you can get her set up for the panel, and then her line would have been better and your line would have been better. But see, you're so far away from that jump, and you do pull away laterally. I mean, it works. But I think but see how her line was, so she took this and then did that? I think it just could have been better if you had come up and gotten her straight. I think her line could have been way better. And now she's having to go, yeah. It's almost like you were a little too far ahead to do the rear cross or something. So if you had gone in deeper, I think it would have been better. You're really lucky with her, and I know people tell you that all the time, but you did not cue a turn for her right here at all. She's lifting off, and everything about you is forward. And so she lands long and straight. Look at her. She had no idea until now that there's a turn. So she lands, and then she has to really, really dig in and make that turn for you. So cue a turn, okay? I mean, she's in the air, and you're still not cueing a turn. Your outside arm isn't up. You still have your inside arm up. Your shoulders are still forward. Your motion is still basically forward. There's a very slight lateral component, but it's still all coming towards the camera, basically. So it's not, yeah. So this part is just, you just needed to do a front cross because she doesn't stop on the teeter and wait for you to tell her what to do. See right there, she's launching off. So right here is like when she needs information, basically, since she's not going to come to a complete stop. And you're kind of more, you are kind of slightly going this way, but you are also more pointed this way. And, you know, what would she like to do more, the chute or the table? So I think a front cross at the bottom of the teeter would have been better there, because she was just going to go to the chute. Okay, and then this, same thing here. You started to cue a turn by sort of peeling away. But the thing is like there is a turn to this jump, but you need a tighter turn to go to this jump. So your cues need to be more elaborate than just running and pulling away a little bit, okay? Cue a turn. Now your outside arm comes up, but she's already in the air over the bar. Can't do anything about where she's going to land or anything, except she can make a really hard landing and then really, really dig in to make this turn for you. So cue the turn back here. Get a better turn. Don't be afraid to go into the jumps. I mean, there's a time and a place to have a lot of distance from jumps, but this is a place where I would have run into this jump and then pulled away. And you're just kind of staying away. And you would have had time to do that. Like, as soon as you sent her to the chute, just run up here as close as you could get, and then when she comes out and sees you, then go this way, instead of rounding it and staying way back here, because then it's harder to cue what you want, because if you pull away from a jump but you're already 15 feet away from that jump, that cue doesn't mean as much. So she lands hard and makes this turn. Now she's taking jump this way. Okay, and then you were behind, so she curled in just a little bit this way, which means when you redirected her, she took this is an exaggeration, she took that other jump that way. That's why you got that tunnel. I think it just was because she came over it looking at you here, you redirected her, which made her take this one just a little bit this way, but it probably brought that tunnel more into play. So in all of this, like her doing this and all of this, possibly could have been helped if this turn was tighter here, because it was a straight line of jumps down to that tunnel. But when she takes this jump and comes way over here, now she's taking yellow like this, you're pushing her back to the double, you know what I mean? So if you establish this line way back here, it may have helped, maybe not, because it was still like a big long line that you had to get down. And she's way faster, so. Yeah, I think that's the only reason you got that tunnel. All right.